Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my 39-week pregnancy update. I know that it's been a few weeks since I did an update for you all, but honestly not much has changed. So I'm going to go ahead and just try and give you everything from, I think it was 36 weeks up until now. But like I said, not much really has changed. So there won't be too much to update you all on. So first I like to start out by reading from the Bump app, which is the pregnancy app that I typically use for the most part. I use a few others like the Nurture app by Glow or something like that, What to Expect, and let me see what else, Ovia Pregnancy. I use those ones every now and then when I just want to go on and like see if there's anything else that's different from the Bump app, but I really like the Bump and so I use that one. So typically I like to start the videos by reading from the app. So it says that the baby is as big as a pumpkin, which I don't even really feel that large. Pumpkins can be pretty big, so like all I'm imagining in my head is some huge pumpkin. They probably mean a small pumpkin, but honestly all I can think of is like this huge pumpkin in my belly. So it says, my baby at 39 weeks. Baby's probably able to flex limbs now. Baby's brain is still rapidly developing and getting smarter by the week. Baby's nails may extend past the fingertips. Baby keeps growing despite being so crowded in there. He or she probably weighs around 6.2 to 9.2 pounds. That's a really big range. And measures about 18.9 to 20.9 inches. So when I had my last scan, I think was at 36 weeks, they estimated that he weighed about 6'13", so 6 pounds 13 ounces, so anywhere between 6.5 to 7 or something like that. And that was 3 weeks ago, so he probably weighs a little bit more than that now, at least hopefully. He's still growing in there. And then it says, yay, baby has reached full term. You're probably feeling like you want to get this baby the heck out of you. We're not sure, but the impatience and discomfort many moms feel around 39 weeks might be nature's way of getting you mentally prepared for delivery. Remember how freaked out you used to be about it? Now at week 39, you probably don't care what you have to do. You just don't want to be pregnant anymore. That's pretty much the case. Like a week ago or so, I was totally like, oh, you know, I'm not feeling too bad, so I don't really mind still being pregnant. You know, he can stay in there as long as he wants and just cook as long as he wants. And now I'm at the point of exhaustion and discomfort, and I just keep thinking, okay, well, you're full term now, so you can come out. But he is being stubborn. Even though technically I'm not at my due date yet, I still just, I'm ready. He should be ready too. Then it says, my body at 39 weeks, false labor. Usually these pains start in the front of your body and ease up when you switch positions. You'll know it's real labor when they start at the top of your uterus and become more frequent. So I've been having a lot of Braxton Hicks still, which kind of, like I can see my stomach tightening, but I don't really feel too much pain. I think I had my first real contraction yesterday, and it started at like the top of the uterus, which is what it said, and it felt like a really strong period cramp, I guess, so to speak. I just remember sort of losing my breath and sort of bending over a little bit, and my husband and I were in the kitchen. I was like, oh, okay, I think this is a real contraction. And it was, you know, I had to remember to breathe through it, and my husband's like, oh my gosh, okay, I'll go sit you down. I'm like, oh, it's all right. And I just like could barely talk and whatnot. So I think that was finally my first real contraction. All the other ones I've been feeling are just Braxton Hicks. So now I feel like I have an idea of what to expect during early labor. So finally now I can keep track of those real contraction pains. It also says water breaking. Call your doctor if you suspect yours is broken or if you think you can be leaking amniotic fluid. I don't have any of that yet or haven't experienced that yet. Hopefully soon. More heartburn, hemorrhoids, pelvic pressure, and trouble catching your breath. I don't have heartburn. I still have a little bit of acid reflux, and I don't have hemorrhoids, luckily, and hopefully not ever. Pelvic pressure, yes. I'll talk a little bit more about that. And trouble catching your breath, yes. I have trouble catching my breath with anything that I do. If I'm flipping over in bed, you know, switching sides, if I'm going from the bathroom to back to bed, I have to like lay there and like, you know, really catch my breath, and that's kind of disheartening. I probably should have walked a little bit more throughout this whole pregnancy to keep up my stamina, but I didn't, and I'm regretting it now because, like I said, I do have trouble catching my breath, and it's probably going to make recovery a little bit harder on me because I haven't been active throughout this whole pregnancy. And then the last part of it says, the urge to nest. Don't stress though, you'll never get anything, or you'll never get everything done. So I have had the urge to nest, which is why my husband and I finally almost finished the nursery, and then I've been doing a lot of the baby's laundry. I think actually all of his laundry is done, which is great. And then I've been trying to clean and sanitize the bottles as well. So as far as the update goes, so my hospital bag and the baby's bag is finally packed, and I have some of my husband's stuff in my bag as well. So I packed those, and I did a what's in my hospital bag video. That'll be linked down below for you all if you want to catch that video. So the bags are in my car right now, so just in case we are out and about and I go into labor just spontaneously, at least we have the hospital bag in the trunk. Also, we have installed the car seat, so the car seat is in the middle seat of my car, and I still have to get that inspected. I'm hoping to do that tomorrow after my NST, but I still have to make an appointment, and I'm not sure if how far out they have to go with appointments. I'm hoping it's like next day, so I have to make an appointment to do that. I also had my 39-week appointment today, which was, I didn't get such great news, but I didn't have a 38-week appointment, and at that point I was supposed to have them weekly, but unfortunately they didn't have any providers in that whole week, so I didn't get an appointment. So today was my 39-week appointment, and we did a cervical check finally. So that was painful. I will be honest with you all. I had read that it could be painful. Some women say that it is more just a lot of pressure than pain, but for me it was pain. My whole body like tensed up, and I had to remember to breathe. The nurse was like, it's okay, just, you know, breathe. And I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? If I'm struggling during a cervical check, then I wonder how labor is gonna be, because that's gonna be like way worse than a cervical check. But nonetheless, we did that, and unfortunately the doctor said that my cervix is soft but not dilated, so that's where we are. So he said go ahead and just schedule another appointment for next Monday, and so I did. At that point I will be 40 weeks and 2 days. So I'll be past my due date, and he said I'll see you next Monday unless I see you before then, and I just don't see myself going into labor before that. I mean, anything can happen, and it honestly can go so fast, so I can't say for sure, but the way that everything is going right now, I feel like he's definitely going to be late, so that's kind of unfortunate. A lot of people were like, oh, you're gonna go early. I have a feeling you're gonna go early. And at first I thought the same thing. I thought that I was gonna go early, but now that we're sort of getting down to the last few days up until my due date, I definitely don't feel like I'm going to be before that. I think it's gonna be late. So I asked him about inducing, and he said, yeah, we don't want to go too far past your due date, but right now it's just not favorable to induce or set an induction date. So hopefully if I don't go into labor before my due date or before the next appointment, then at that appointment we can schedule an induction, because I don't want to go anywhere past a week past my due date. That's where we are right now. He's still moving around in there a lot. After my cervical check, I did have a little bit of bleeding, which I had read that that's normal. My doctor didn't actually say anything about bleeding afterwards. So it would have been nice to know what I guess like the amount, you know, is okay, or how much is normal and whatnot. But like I said, I read that a lot of women bleed afterwards, and if it's just a little light, then that's normal and it should clear up within like a day or so. So I did have a little bit of bleeding, like I said, and it was kind of odd to see that during pregnancy, because I haven't seen blood for months and months and months. So it can be a little concerning seeing blood, but like I said, it's normal as long as it's not heavy, like period blood. So for now, I think I'm going to try things to hopefully speed up the labor, like walking. I know they say sex can help, so might try that, little TMI. But I just want to try anything and everything to try and speed up the process. I mean, some people say that there are things you can do to naturally induce labor, and then some people say that those things just don't work, that it's practically old wives' tales and the baby will come when the baby wants to come. But for now, I think I'm going to try some things to help speed it along. So I am having trouble sleeping now. At first it wasn't really too bad, but now I'm waking up a lot throughout the night. I have to go to the bathroom a lot. I have to switch positions a lot because it just gets really uncomfortable. And sometimes I will have really sharp pains, like pelvic pressure pains, while I'm sleeping on either side. So if I'm on my left side, I will feel a ton of pain, and then if I'm on my right side, I'll feel a ton of pain. And the only way I don't feel pain is if I'm on my back. And I know they say that sleeping on your back can be potentially harmful, I guess. So I try and not stay on my back for a long time. So I'm constantly having to wake up to change positions, and sometimes it can just be so entirely uncomfortable that I just really don't get a lot of sleep throughout the night. So I'm grateful to be on maternity leave, because if I had to go to work after not having a good night's sleep, it would probably be a little bit more difficult. I totally respect those women who are able to go full term and still be able to work their regular full-time jobs. So that would be a little bit more difficult. So I'm having a little bit of foot pain when I walk. And this happened to me back in July. My coworker and I went to San Diego for a work conference. And before the conference started, we decided to walk around San Diego and a little bit of Coronado Island before the conference started. And I had worn shoes that were completely unsupportive, and we were doing a lot of walking. So I started to get foot pain, and it didn't help that the conference was huge and there was a lot of walking in that as well, and then walking from the hotel to the conference. So that just kind of aggravated it. So the pain that I'm feeling is like on the arch of my foot, and then it kind of like radiates up towards my ankle. That started in July, and then it was able to subside after we were done with the conference, and I was able to get back to like wearing regular comfortable shoes and not doing as much walking. Well, now that same pain has arrived again, and the only shoes that I have are my Birkenstocks, which actually offer pretty good amount of support, but I think it's just all the weight that I'm gaining is putting more pressure on the foot that is bad. So unfortunately, every time I take a step, it hurts on the arch of my foot, and like I said, it sort of radiates up into my ankle. So I don't really know what that's all about. It does go away. I'm hoping once I have the baby and the baby weight starts falling off that my foot will go back to normal. So unfortunately I am having a little bit of pain there as well. I am still having a little bit of diarrhea, TMI, but it's just kind of what's happening. I haven't been constipated at all throughout this pregnancy, which sometimes, you know, the app will say, oh, constipation is a symptom of pregnancy, and I haven't really had that. It's mostly just diarrhea, unfortunately. So since I don't have constipation, it's probably the reason why I'm not having, I don't have hemorrhoids, which is nice for me. But hemorrhoids can always come later during labor, so I'm not totally ruling out hemorrhoids for this pregnancy, but it would be really nice if I just stay away from them completely. So I realized I ramble a lot during these updates, so I totally apologize for that. So I will try and just wrap this up. The baby's room is practically finished. We have everything set up now. We just have to sort of pick things up, like a little bit of trash that we left from the boxes and whatnot, and then put things where they go. I think mostly everything is where it needs to be. But I do plan on doing a nursery tour. I'm not sure when I have the time to film that and edit it. It might actually be after the baby is here, so we'll just see. But yeah, I have that planned, and then we'll just see where things go from there. So I think that's it for my 39-week update. I probably will do a 40+ week update for you guys, depending on what happens between now and next Monday. And then, yeah, we'll just see where we go from there. Oh, and before I forget, I want to show you guys a little bump shot before we go. So here is the bump. Try and give you guys as much as possible. So like I said, I don't really think that I am too huge. Here's the front. And the other side. This is so awkward. And just one last thing, it's really funny when my husband and I go out in public, we will get random strangers that will look at my belly and be like, "You're having a boy, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yep." Nearly every time, you guys. Nobody ever gets it wrong. So I think it's just the way that my belly is shaped. Everyone can tell that I'm having a boy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate you sticking through this whole pregnancy with me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all, from the lights to the